Hi everyone, and thank you so much for watching my channel, the Witty Turtle. So as you guys know that from the next term, that is your December 2022 term, all your CMA exams of CMA Intermediate and CMA Finals are going to be in offline mode, right? So since last week, I have been getting many messages from those students who have given their foundation or their first attempt of inter in the online mode, and also from those students who are preparing themselves for online mode, right? So this change is again a different kind of change for all the students. So here I am with some quick tips and a few strategies to score well in your CMA inter or CMA final offline mode examination. So first we will discuss everything paper wise, and after that we will discuss everything in general, right? So coming to the first paper of your intermediate, that is your financial accounting. So it is a numerical based paper, right? You have to solve many numerical questions, and theory questions are there as well. And if we categorize all the papers into theory and practical, then how many practical papers are there? Paper number 5, then your paper number 8, then your paper number 9, paper number 10, and also a little bit of your paper number 12 as well, right? So for all these numerical papers, a few common tips are there. Those are, you have to solve every numerical in the proper format given, right? Format given का मतलब क्या होता है? आप लोग बुक्स में देखते हो कि हाँ चलो बुक में एक बैलेंस शीट बनाया गया है, उसको प्रॉपर आपको स्केल पेंसिल से ड्रॉ करना है. If you have to make any kind of table or charts or even the diagrams in your OMSM, you have to make everything in pencil and scale, right? So that if there is any mistake, then you can erase everything and you can redo that, right? Another thing is that you have to mention all the units. Like if the quantity is there, then you have to mention all the everything in kilogram or units or liters or anything. And while you are making any balance sheet or any ledger or P&L account or anything in accounts or even in cost accounting, then you have to write rupees, right? You have to mention the currency as well. Rupees hai ya dollars hai ya jo bhi hai, you have to mention that, right? Another thing is that in case of financial accounting and company accounts mostly, you have to write all the working notes, right? Working notes kya hota hai? So in online exam, what you used to do, you used to solve everything in rough sheet, and you have to write the final answer in the computer, right? But in case of offline exam, what you have to do, if you are making a balance sheet, for example, then balance sheet is your main answer, right? But when you are but in case of balance sheet, you have to calculate a few things like your current assets, non-current assets, current liabilities and non-current liabilities. So all these calculations you have to do in a rough page, but that particular rough calculation also has got some marks in your offline examination. So उन सारे जो calculations होते हैं उसको अपन क्या बोलते हैं? उसको बोलते हैं हम working notes, right? उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं working notes. So working notes को भी आपको mention करना है वहाँ पे, and working notes also has got some marks. So you have to mention everything. So I hope you all have understood how to deal with the numerical questions in your practical papers, right? The first thing is that what? You have to do everything in format. You have to mention all the units and currencies. And the third point is that you have to write everything in working notes, right? After your main answer is done, like after you have prepared the balance sheet, you have to write working notes. You have to underline that. Then you have to give 1, 2, 3 points. And in the first point, you have to write current assets. In the second point, you have to write current liabilities. And likewise, you have to show every working, right? That is all about your practical papers. Coming to your law paper, coming to your theory papers, which consists of law, then your audit and your SM from paper number 9. So in these papers, what do you have to do? You have to remember all the points. You have to remember all the keywords or the main points, and you have to describe everything in your own language, right? So many students are asking me do we need to write 2 or 3 pages for one question? So the answer is no. You have to give to the point answer in all the theory questions, and these theory questions include all your theory questions in your practical papers also. अगर accounting में या फिर cost accounting में आपको कोई practical कोई theory question आ रहा है, then in those questions also you have to write everything to the point, right? जैसे हम कॉलेज के एग्ज़ाम में इधर उधर का बहुत कुछ लिखते हैं, वैसे नहीं लिखना है. यू हैव टू राइट द आंसर्स इन योर ओन लैंग्वेज, इफ़ पॉसिबल क्या आपको लीगल, यू हैव टू यूज़ द लीगल वर्ड्स, जो की वर्ड्स हैं, जो इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स हैं, जो प्रोविजंस हैं, वो तो आपको एज इट इज़ लिखना ही है, लेकिन जो आप उसको डिस्क्राइब करोगे यू हैव टू डिस्क्राइब दैट इन योर ओन लैंग्वेज, राइट. Coming to the next paper, that is your DT and IDT, paper number 7 and paper number 11. So DT and IDT में you have to write the provisions if it is asked in the question, then you have to solve the numerical, and after that you have to give a few notes. Notes क्या होते हैं? फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने कोई कैलकुलेशन किया है, सैलरी, लेट्स से सैलरी चैप्टर में आपने कोई छोटा सा कैलकुलेशन किया है, या फिर आपने अगर टोटल इनकम कैलकुलेट करते टाइम आपने स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन में आपने 50,000 माइनस किया है, राइट. सो यू हैव टू मेंशन दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग इन योर नोट्स कि हाँ ये 50,000 जो है ये आपका स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन है अंडर सेक्शन 16, राइट. दैट यू हैव टू मेंशन. सो basically the main idea is to make your examiner understand that yes, this child knows everything, that's why this child is trying to convey all the information that he or she is having, right. The main idea is that. Another thing here that I would like to mention in law is that while answering the questions of company law and अगर कोई केस स्टडी आता है, so you have to give a 3-step solution, right. What do you mean by 3-step solution? It means in the first paragraph you have to write the provision that has been given in your company law 2013. In the second step you have to you have to क्या बोलते हैं उसको, you have to draw a connection between what are the facts given in the case, right. Facts लिखने हैं आपको, and in the last paragraph you have to write the conclusion or your opinion what should be done in this case, that you have to write in the last step. So this is a very important point in case of law, or even if you're getting a case study in any of the papers, this is the most important thing, that you have to answer the cases in 3 steps. So these are a few tips about all the papers in a paper wise manner. So till now we understood everything in a very paper wise format, but now we will understand all the facts, all the everything that is required to be done in case of your in a general sense, right. The first point is that till now we are not aware of the format that is going to be given in your December exam, right. So whatever the format may be, you have to prepare very well for the MCQs, for the true false, and for the fill in the blanks, right. You have to prepare very well for these things, because in all the papers, right, because they carry a very crucial marks, right. They carry very crucial marks in all of your papers. Now coming to another thing is that in case of theory questions, and in case of your when you are writing the notes in your direct taxation or indirect taxation, you have to underline the keywords, right. You have to underline the keywords, you have to underline the sections, and in case of your accounts, if you are like showing any calculation, then अगर depreciation इतना है, then you have to underline कि depreciation ये है, right. You have to highlight everything that is material and that is important for the examiner to know. One very important point जो कि आपको सब लोग ही बताएंगे, that in case of offline exam what happens, the more neat and clean your answer sheet is, you will get more marks in that. So let me tell you one thing about my foundation. Foundation में जो first paper होता है आपका economics and management, वो पेपर मेरा इतना अच्छा गया था, वो पेपर में मैंने एक जगह पर भी कट नहीं किया था, and I got 92 in that paper. So मैं यही मानती हूँ कि अच्छे मार्क्स आने का रीज़न यही था कि माई पेपर वॉज वेरी नीट एंड क्लीन, वेरी टू द पॉइंट एंड वेरी स्पेसिफिक, राइट. सो I would again say that you have to maintain your answer sheet in a very neat and clean manner. Another thing is that when an examiner is checking all the answer sheets, the more easier it gets for the examiner to check, the more happy he would be with your answer sheet, right. So if a question has 3 or 4 bits, then try to answer all the bits at one go, right. For example, question number 1 has 4 bits A, B, C, D. So even if you are interchanging, like आपने पहले 1 का D कर दिया, फिर आपने 1 का B कर दिया, that is not an issue, but try to answer all the 4 bits at one time, at one go, राइट, सो दैट क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 खत्म हो गया एंड द एग्जामिनर विल नॉट गेट कन्फ्यूज्ड कि हाँ किसका आंसर कहाँ पे है, बिकॉज दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अनदर थिंग इज दैट आई डोंट नो अबाउट CMA एग्जाम, बट इन जनरल एग्जामिनेशंस दे डू नॉट allow you to change your ink of the pen, right? So try to write everything in one pen, so that becomes a bit put together, that looks a bit put together. And coming to your OMSM paper, that is your paper number 9, or SCM paper in your CMA final, that is your paper number 15, whenever you are drawing a diagram, try to draw everything with the use of pencil and ruler, राइट. सो वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा नीट एंड क्लीन दिखता है, थोड़ा कन्फ्यूजन नहीं होता है उसमें, राइट. एंड ऑल्सो अनदर थिंग इज दैट ट्राई टू अवॉइड एज मेनी कट्स एज पॉसिबल. So I hope you all must have got a fair idea about how your offline examination is going to be held, and what are the do's and what are the don'ts in your examination. And yes, if you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, the Witty Turtle, and also follow me on Instagram, because I am posting some really very good content over there as well. And yes, share this video with your CMA intern and CMA final students, your CMA intern and CMA final friends who are in need of this video. And another thing is that if you want to order the customized productive study plans made by me, then you can contact me over this email ID, and also you can ping me through my Instagram ID, and I will let you know about the charges. So yeah, that was it for this video, and I hope we will meet soon in another informative video.